Only one kid in history had ever attempted what Benny was about to. And he got eaten. So we were worried. Real worried. Even when Benny brought out the secret weapon. Shoes guaranteed to make a kid run faster and jump higher. PF Flyers.
We can't let him do this, man.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Slate Laced podcast. Happy New Year. This episode is going to drop on the first week of the new year. Blair, how are we doing?
I'm good.
Any resolutions? Anything you want to get going in 23?
No, just, whatever. Finish up a couple projects. Get some money stashed away and some things like that. Nothing too crazy.
Yep, always good. Stack that financial security, But anyways, guys, we're going to do a little sneaker episode here. We ain't done that in a minute. So we're going to catch you guys up. We got a lot of drama that was left in 2022. So we're going to cover that. But first, we always got to talk about our cops. Haven't got anything lately, but definitely had the opportunity to get my hands on some Lost and Founds, which I know were big. The Jordan 1s, we'll throw those up for you guys, as well as the 2s. But just didn't cop them for money purposes. But Blair, you also had the opportunity, but you were...
No, I didn't. You told me that you could have copped the ones for me literally a few days ago.
I thought...
As if I was supposed to know that you could get your hands on them. You told me about some Cherry 11s. I said no to those, and that was the only thing you told me.
Yeah, I could have got the 11s as well.
But when you said that in that message, I said that, oh yeah, the only thing that I would really want to get right now is the ones. Also, you want to throw this out here, but I don't know how many years back you really want to go on this podcast where I've always mentioned these ones specifically. So,
oh, you've mentioned these?
Well, remember I said I wanted the Chicago ones, and then they canceled them, right? Fast forward to episode 2, 3, 4, whatever one of those, right?
There.
I said that's what I wanted. Then they canceled it. Then a year and some change goes by, and then they talk about these, and they're basically saying these are going to be the substitute for them, right? And I said all year, even at the beginning of the year, you're like, oh, well, what shoes do you want to comp? What do you want to do? This, and that. And even then, so fast forward to last year, the beginning of it, when we were talking about things that we were doing, I said Jordan 1 only. That's the only thing I really want. Maybe a Yeezy, maybe something else, but I'm not really buying any shoes all year. I'm just waiting for those.
Well, look.
Then hang on. So then we get to the month of the actual shoe dropping, and obviously I take a L just like everyone else does, and I'm like, okay, again, I'm not really trying to pay crazy prices for it, but this is a shoe that people have been like, dying to get. So much so that the shoe has sat at the price of $454 from before it dropped to after it dropped. And even once it got in hand, it has never dropped in price. It hasn't gone up, it hasn't gone down. It's $454 every single day. And then you got the audacity to ask me what shoe I want. I say the Jordan 1, the specific shoe that we've been talking about for years. This is the shoe that I want. And then you tell me 2 days ago, oh yeah, we had those. I could have got you those. Really?
Look,
you didn't know that I didn't want them. Been talking about them for years. We can pull literally from 7, 8 different episodes of this show saying I wanted the shoe.
Here's my defense. I really thought I sent you the text talking about, do you want the ones, a pair of the ones.
And then when you check the text, you never said it, correct?
Look, we about to get into your discretion.
You check the text, right? And it shows that.
I didn't send it.
Okay.
So I had access. But honestly, when you look at those ones, the Lost Mountains, they was tough. I was thinking like, dang, should I cop for myself? Because they had like the little peeling vintage feel to it. It was, hey, they was tough. The Lost and Founds is tough. So shout out if you got your hands on them. I should have pulled it for myself. Got them in a little 10, but I was trying to save money. It's been tough. But on that note, also the 2s. Now I had the 2s on hold for myself, and I was looking at them like, dang, do I pull? But I didn't get the 2s, and I shot them to you. And you shouldn't even have them. I said automatically, oh, you good off the 2s though, right? Because you're not a 2 fan. You pooped on them on this podcast.
I did.
But yeah, luckily Blair did turn down the 2s, which is good. Stay true. Stay true to this. Stand on that. Stand on your word.
Because I will stand on it. And like I said, and I've been standing for years that we've been doing this podcast. right? Mm-hmm. We've been doing this podcast for years.
But you flipped. But Blair.
Sydney, stop.
Let's not have this conversation.
How many episodes have we done now? 83 episodes? Something like that,
more,
right?
Yeah,
87. Okay, more? Okay, 87. Okay. Episode 1.
You pooped on them.
On the Jordan 1s?
No, the 2s.
I'm not talking about I can care less. Yes.
And then
I don't care about Jordan 2s.
At a point you flipped and was like, oh, the 2s look kind of
I said they not bad. Right. I said they not bad.
That's what we getting at. We off the 1s. We off the 1s.
So you admit you messed up?
Yeah, you admit you lied about the 2s.
This is not even. It was apples and oranges. Sure.
Look.
I said the 2s was cool at some point, and when I really don't really care for them. I'm not J.R. Smith with the 2s. Yes, that's correct.
Shout out to Team Swish.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I will say about the Jordan 2s though, like when I was looking at them, they was a little big though. They was a little bulky.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know how Jordan was hooping in these, but that was the only thing I would like them a little more narrow. But it was the retro version.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. It may have been a missed opportunity. I probably could have flipped them, but I'm not into the resale life just yet. So anyway, they're in the hands of somebody else. Someone else have wanted them. Y'all got them. So Blair, have you gotten anything recently while we're on the subject?
No, I did not. I wanted the Jordan 1s. Didn't get them. Yeah, I bought them shoes I showed you. The Nike Air.
Oh yeah,
I was about to say Johnny Kapalawa, but
like a runner. You bought a Nike runner.
It's the Kukini, not the Kapalawa. I bought those. Remember? So they dropped on the sneakers app a few weeks ago, and I didn't go after them right away because I was thinking to myself, traditionally classic runners, they always sit.
Mm-hmm,
There have been a couple times, right, where they'll sell out, and I just took my L, and it was a lesson I had to learn. Yeah. But I just stayed true to my method, and then at some point, they ended up dropping under retail on GOAT, and so I got them for $65 off of GOAT.
That's a steal, obviously.
But they're still for sale, full size run on the sneakers app for $125. Yeah. 125, look, full size run right now as we speak. Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
And I paid $65. Yeah, I paid $65 on GOAT. So I got the Nike OG Air Kukuni water.
One thing I do got a little beef with as I was trying to cop, because we got the triple pink dunks. And those was fire. Mm-hmm. Like, it's the pink dunk with like the kind of highlighter pink check. Mm-hmm. I was like, I need these. Why we only get them in kid size? Mm-hmm. And people's going off like, oh, I can fit. I was hot. So we need full-size runs. We can't be lacing these kids with like fresh dunks like that. Because right now we have 2 pairs of dunks as well. But they're not for adult sizes. Now, I'm not saying I'm a dunk fan, but I always say the colorway makes it. And that pink colorway was just dummy. It was just, it was fire. Mm-hmm. But anyway, moving on to a little bit of sneaker news. There are 2 people we need to discuss. And they both happen to be formally signed with the brand Nike. Blair, can you guess? Or one Nike and then one Adidas.
I was going to say Kanye was too, because he was with Nike too. Kanye and I'm guessing Kyrie.
Yep. Perfect. So we're going to start with a little Kyrie news. He recently got dropped by Nike. Mm-hmm. Now, what I want to make clear is that they were already like having like a little bit of a head-to-head headbutting prior. So it's not just about the, anti-Semitic book that he retweeted. And then try to deny it when you put the link up, dude. Like, come on, just own it and apologize. But Kyrie gonna do Kyrie, and he gonna argue. Now, do I think the man is racist? Absolutely not. But you had a lapse in judgment, you gotta own it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, prior to this incident, they were already beefing because he didn't like the most recent Kyries that dropped.
He didn't?
He did not like them. And then that's why they switched the name to the Infinity. And it's pretty ugly. The latest one is probably his worst in his collection. And I don't even like Kyries, but they're such a popular high school shoe. Like, they go crazy off some Kyries. But yeah, he didn't like this latest brand. His contract was already up, which we talked about in earlier episodes. How, like, is he going to resign? It's best for him to resign. But now he's gone. Blair, you got any thoughts on this?
I think that's the best for him. I mean,
to do his own thing, like
yeah.
what?
So for me, I mean, it's tough because I'm obviously a big Nike fan, and it's just hard for me to see anyone signing with anything other than Nike. I feel like if you're at the way that the world is working at this moment is you can try to compete with these big brands now, and see how you stack up. So if you're somebody like LeBron and you've built a brand large enough where you're just like, look, I can walk away from Nike and just do my own thing, right? Ye has been able to kind of like, I guess, get ready and do that. So if you're Kyrie, you just kind of got to look at it and be like, look, how big am I? What can I do? Is my audience rocking with me and are they following me? And if I make my own shoe and I do it independent, will people buy? That's kind of the way things are going. So like if it was someone like me and say I was on the scene, doing whatever, right? Not even necessarily basketball, just say, I don't know, it's fashion, right? Be like, look, I personally want to sign with Nike. But if I can't sign with Nike, then I won't sign with anybody. What if I'm able to just kind of do it independent and see what happens? So I think that should be the formula, right? You should get in where you think where you think you can fit, whether it's Adidas, New Balance, Puma. If that ain't gonna work and they not trying to work with you, then man, forget it. Let me just take everything and go independent and do my little solo thing.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. He can do that, especially but the thing is, he would have to come up with a new kind of silhouette and model, and he's already doing so well with the kind of mids, because his aren't necessarily, they're low tops, but they're like more mids, because they come up pretty high on the ankle. Like, I would say KD's are more like low.
Well, remember, he only has to change like 10 to 15% of it for
so
it to
he could, he could come out.
Still go with silhouette, low top silhouettes and things, and switch it up just a bit.
But it's going to be interesting to see what he does. So we're definitely on Kyrie watch. Nike's obviously not an option for him to go back to, but does this damage him? Is he damaged? Like, lately he ain't been too favorable in the media. He's playing fantastic, obviously, but, could Adidas pick him up? Is Puma going to pick him up? Like,
so you have to outlive your mistake in what you've done in the past, right? They say that, at least in Chinatown, the film, they say that if you live long enough, everyone becomes respectable. So the amount of time that has to go by for people to forget, I don't know how long that's going to be, right? Something as serious as he did, specifically when you kind of talk about just ethnicities and, and like lifestyles and the way people carry themselves and things like that. If you really like attack that, it's kind of hard to get past it, right? Now, are people forgiving these days as well? Yes. So how long he has to like kind of outlive this, I don't know, right? It might be 30 years, it might be 40. His career will be long over, right? And so I don't know. I mean, we're getting ready to just kind of see how, it kind of unfolds and, how much damage he's truly done. We don't necessarily know, but at the moment, people aren't really going to try to work with him. Same thing with Kanye,
Well, we'll definitely be on our Kyrie watch, like I was saying. I hope somebody picks him up because
he went to Duke, so that's my squad. So I'm like, give him a shot.
Yeah, and I mean that shoe is so popular, so it's hard to see it just ending after 8. So fingers crossed. But the resale on the current Kyrie is about to go crazy though. People gonna be trying to buy up pairs
because he's never gonna be working with Nike again.
Never.
So that is exclusive.
It's gonna be like the Red Octobers. But anyway, shout out to Kyrie. Hopefully back on somewhere. But it definitely won't be Nike. From one band brother to another band brother, we got Mr. Kanye West.
Crazy that I like both of them too.
I like Kyrie. Kanye is getting a little crazy. His rant was like actually crazy. This was not good.
Yeah.
Okay, like at least Kyrie was like racist adjacent. Like this man doubled down on it, went full in, then went up there with the right wingers on their show and was like had a mental breakdown, was talking about like
it's crazy
boo Jew, like it's not good, like all bad.
He was repping Hitler and stuff.
He's like, I like his tactics. What?
It was crazy.
You like murder?
he goes on there and he's wearing that mask too. It's just wild.
And then like you heard how he was talking? Like, hey, I'm Mr. So-and-so. Like, he brought out like a stuffed animal. Like, I'm Mr. Piggy. Like, yeah, dude, he went nuts. He lost his noodle. Yeah. Like, he's having a mental break, and they don't want to say it because obviously we don't know his medical history, but he's losing it. Like, he literally had like a little stuffed animal. Was like, I'm Mr. Piggy. And I said no. He was like on someone Alex something, and he has his own show. But he's like a Republican, and it was nuts.
It's crazy to see that it kind of unfolds live for us because like we're living in our current life, right? A lot of stuff when we were growing up, you just read it through history books and things like that. But the stuff that's playing out now is like what people will read in history books and be like, he had the big mental breakdown, and now he's like homeless somewhere or something, right? Yeah. Like those things are currently unfolding. And we get to see them live ourselves. So it's a little nuts where you're just like, I can't believe he just did that. Yeah. Like, does he not see he's digging himself into a deeper hole?
And I'm not with him. I'm not with him. I don't support him no more.
Well, what sucks is that when you do so much good, right? Initially, what he was doing, he would say little things here and there, and it would be like, dang, he's crazy, right? Like, that's wild that he's saying that. But he got to this point in his life where he thought that he was bigger than life, right? And that he could say and do anything.
Literally.
And there would be no repercussion for it, right? But just remember, there's always a button that you can't push, no matter who you are, right? You think that you're bigger than life, right? And you might be. And he was that guy for a long time. But there's always a button that you can't push. And you don't really want to go down that road and figure out what that button is. Yeah. And he went ahead and went down that road and figured out what that button was. Like me, I'm not trying to find out what that button is. I know it's out there, and I ain't looking for it.
And he really did almost start like a race war. Like, you saw the skinheads on top of the 405.
Man.
On top of the 405, talking about, Hail Hitler. Like, it was not good. So,
Punk, if you love Hitler, and we stand with Kanye.
Yep. So, he really did start something. And, I mean, I don't really know why there's many people out there trying to defend him at this point. Like, dude's got to go. We don't, but I don't rock with hate. I'm speaking for myself.
No,
that ain't cool. Like,
so, my stance with Kanye, right, is he
gone?
Go. No, is he wrong in what he's saying? Yes.
Gone, Mississippi. Go ahead. Go.
Mississippi, gone, Mississippi. Yeah. Look, my point being is, right, he's one of those guys that's like, really, he's a creative genius. And so every time he does something, I always go, well, there must be something else to it. And we're getting ready to find out what it is, right? Like, he's been having this master plan where he's like, I'm trying to bait you guys into this, but it's really going to lead to this or to that, right? But he's at the point now where I'm just like, oh, dang, I don't know. I think he just really needs help. And it's not a lot of times that you get to watch somebody just kind of just fall apart the way that they're falling apart in front of our very eyes on live TV each and every day, where you're just like, dang, this is really what we talk about when we say mental health, and you need this and you need that, and you need to get on your meds, and you need to get help, and you need to go to a therapist, and you need, all of that is what we're watching now. We're like, oh, yeah, he needs that.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if this is like some plan, and if it's some plan, then I'm like, okay, hang on, guys, let's find out. He's gonna apologize. We're gonna figure it, But then in the same breath, I'm like, nah, I think he's just crazy, and he needs to just shut up and get help, or we need to stop listening to him and let this man get help first.
But speak on your boy David, who was on this podcast. His statement.
So he got interviewed.
Because mind you, this guy is a sneaker. Kanye West, like what? Stan, so to speak.
Yeah. So
Stan is like a super fan. By the way.
So Complex interviewed him, and he's in the top 10. He's labeled one of the top 10 Kanye West stans, and apparently Kanye West follows him on IG, likes his stuff all the time, like on his like incognito pages and stuff like that. And he's a big time Kanye fan, right? Like wearing his stuff, still wears it to this day, and I mean I am as well, as most people are. But he even said that he stands for Kanye, but not for what he's saying right now, because he is wrong at this very moment. And I know that's taken a lot from a lot of people to kind of like say that, right? Because even me, I like him big time, but I'm like, nah, like he's tripping, definitely. He's, you know, he's lost his marbles, you know. But for David to say that, that's a big deal.
Yeah. That was crazy. I thought it was cool that he got a little shout out in Complex.
Yeah, even got the whole interview. I'm like, shoot, okay.
Complex is cool. Complex is cool. But yeah, it's all bad. And then I saw recently Angie Martinez. She's like a radio show host. She got she has her podcast now, and she had Kim Kardashian West on. And Kim was just talking about, like, had a little breakdown, talking about, like, the horrors of parenting with him and how their kids are going to see this one day, so she tries not to badmouth them. And, yeah, them kids is going to be in a world of...
Hang on. We going to see him one day? Like, they not going to see the tape?
No, they are going to, like, see, like, all the things that's happening with their dad. But North is probably seeing it right now.
No, I'm talking about her tape, her sex tape.
Oh, they gonna see that too.
But I'm just saying, so it's like, what?
I know, but...
You just as bad, just in a different realm.
Look, we talking about what's happening right now, and like, this is pretty bad.
It's pretty bad,
it's public bashing.
But my point being is
yeah, they're gonna see her.
They're gonna go to school, and they're gonna be like, you know, your mom like had sex for a living, essentially. I'm trying to say that nicely, right? Yeah, and they're gonna go to school, and they're gonna be like, you know, your dad's crazy, right? Like, but the point being is like, which one do you prefer? You don't really prefer either of the two. So it's crazy for her to be like, well, you know, they're gonna go to school and they're...
But she was just saying that as she tries to defend them as much as possible. But I'm saying, yeah, it's gonna be rough. It's good that these kids are gonna be filthy rich. That's what I'll tell you.
Yeah,
but how much? They're gonna be filthy rich, and people are gonna want to hang out with them. But I already heard, like, once you go to their house, you gotta, even to hang out with, like, the kid, you gotta sign NDA. So.
Oh, I believe it. But the thing is that when these kids grow up, they're gonna have a whirlwind of issues, right?
Oh yeah.
And they're gonna be doing things
on drugs.
Right. They're gonna be acting out. They're gonna go on like these binges. They're gonna be like, oh, Northwest in a high speed chase, 30 miles, and you know, whatever for 30 miles. Finally gets Because this is what happens. You need consistent parenting, right? You need the perfect home where, like, you know, there's like all the consistency. The mom and the dad is in the household, and they're trying to teach these values and things like that. The minute that those things get lost, you're gonna have these issues, right? And so, you know, say whatever you want. Kim isn't really instilling values, right? I can just tell. Kanye West, he was trying to. But now he's off of his rocker,
and
right?
He wanted to go to Donda school.
And it's just like, so
you have no educational background. What's he gonna learn in Donda school? She gonna come out illiterate. I was rolling like, sir, no, let her go to an actual established charter private school.
No, I mean, obviously, but you know, you just feel for them because they're gonna go through it later, and they're gonna be getting therapy. They're gonna be on drugs. They're gonna be like, and I don't mean drugs. I mean like they're gonna be taking meds for things like that, and then all it's gonna do is play into the vicious cycle that probably 4 or 5 out of 10 people are currently going through. Where they're going to be in their 20s, like dealing with the repercussions of how they were raised, you know, and they're going to get in relationships, and they're going to bring their baggage, and they're going to have kids, and they're going to bring their baggage, and then the cycle's just going to continue.
They're lucky they have generational wealth. But I heard like
you keep
that,
saying
no, I know,
thing, but it never makes it better.
No, it's not going to be better. But I'm just saying, like, they will be set up like to get the care they need, like. But no, they're going to be messed up because I already heard North is a little iffy. She was at the Sierra Canyon game when they played Carmelo Anthony's son's school, Christ the King, and yeah, she was a little. You're right.
You got the seed in the.
I'll see what happened. You want to be chewing on these seeds, but yeah, I heard she a little bratty, so it's already starting. And you know, you already see on her social media, like she be clapping back North and be talking all kinds of crazy. So you already know how them kids are being raised.
They shouldn't have let her on the internet.
But
she's too young to be on the internet.
Exactly, but she was gonna find it eventually, and then when her parents, they live with this.
Again, this is what I'm talking about. It's parenting. Like
I'm not disagreeing with
who you are, what your status is. You are still 8 years old. You don't need the internet.
I think she's like 12, but yeah, she don't need.
You still don't need the internet.
12-year-olds got phones though.
How old do you gotta be to have an Instagram account? What, 13 or 14, right?
Do you?
Yeah. So if you are not of age,
they lying, dog.
I know. There's plenty of kids, but my point being is this is what you're supposed to be parenting. It doesn't matter how big or how important you get, right? Like you still have to go down to simplistic values. Whether you got $6 billion net worth or you got $2 in your account, no matter which one, the parenting should be the same.
And they not doing that. Because I wasn't hearing no good reports. But anyway, Kanye now he's got to figure out what he wants to do with his brand. I heard he stormed into Skechers, and Skechers turned him away.
That's crazy. Skechers would have took on a whole new, people actually would be looking in that direction.
Skechers by Ye might have been crazy.
Rather than like you wear them in a restaurant or you wear them at a hospital or you're just some old lady with no style, right? Like it actually would be like, oh, okay, I'm actually trying to rock these.
It'd have been crazy, but look, that's that thing where we can't touch them with a 10-foot pole now. So even Skechers is like, y'all gotta get up out of here. But Skechers is a local, they're based out of Huntington Beach, so it's cool.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so is Vans. Vans is also
that's different.
But everything else, like Nike, is Beaverton, Oregon, so it's cool to have some homegrown brands out here, which is Vans and I believe Skechers. But anyway, it's going to be interesting to find where he takes the Ye brand. Now, they do have...
I keep saying Ye.
Oh, is it Ye? It's Ye? Look, I call him Kanye, sorry. But, whatchamacallit, Adidas does own, like, all the molds for the Yeezy shoe.
I mean, that's believable. Even though he drew them and designed them, I mean, you gotta do that.
So they can just keep making Yeezy.
Designer. Yeah.
So he gonna have to go back to the drawing board and pick something else because he can have his own storefront. He can have his own standalone brand. Like I don't know why he didn't do that anyway. He was already mad at Adidas years ago.
Well, there's these contracts and all type of stipulations and things that we probably didn't necessarily know about, but he probably just couldn't get out of contract. And then
and that's probably why he was mad at the Jewish people because I guess they was running the business. But anyway, I mean now Adidas can start buying and making Yeezys. Are you still buying even though they're not made by Kanye? What's the resale gonna look at?
I'm not really tripping off of that. If they're re-releasing OGs and stuff, I'm gonna still get them.
Okay.
Because it's still Kanye in my mind. But again,
it's not.
I'm wearing the shoe because of the heat. And it's in support of, like Kanye, right? Where it's just like, all right, let's support our our black people out here that are doing something. Right? And I'm gonna still rock these things. But if Adidas is putting it out and I don't got it, and it was an OG that I wanted, it's still an OG to me now. That doesn't change.
So you still copping Yeezys? Okay.
If it's an OG.
No, what if they just keep making them?
If it's an OG.
No, if they just keep making Yeezys, I'm not saying it's an OG.
Then they won't be an OG.
So you're not going to cop?
I won't be copping
no Yeezys. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they're going to start making new ones, new colors.
But I mean, they're also going to re-release other ones too.
You think?
If they do, I'm getting them.
If they release that Sun, I'm getting it.
That's an OG.
But anyways, because I still stand by that shoe. But I mean, I can just see them using the mold and just making a bunch of different colorways and a bunch of different blocks.
Yeah, but what they lack is what he has, which is the insight, the style,
the ear to the streets.
Exactly. I was about to say they don't have their ears to the streets.
Yeah. But anyway, I believe Kanye will, obviously land on his feet. I think that he's gonna have a Kanye brand, like. He's gonna be on, but he's gonna be on what's that fame Melrose? Like he'll be there very soon. The man, he did lose a couple mil, but he's still doing very, very well. So I'm not worried about him. But wake up, Mr. West. He's got to get a little bit better because he ain't been the same for me since graduation.
Debatable.
On that note, any other things on Kanye before we switch over?
No.
One thing I did want to talk about, though, as we dip into the new year, I want to take a look at last year's shoes. And the best shoes, according to Sneaker News, is the Adidas Gazelle with Gucci. But I'm not gonna lie to you, that line.
Is that on the list?
10. It's number 10. But I'm not gonna lie to you, the clothing that Adidas did with Gucci, fire. They did like some good tracksuits, some good shirts, pants.
They did everything. Like brown or something like
they did a bunch of colorways though. And like even the women's stuff was like so much better than the men's clothing they put out. The women's was like, if I had the money, I would have literally bought every piece.
How much was it? Like $400 or something?
It was crazy. It was stupid. And I was watching a show recently, and the lady had on like the Gucci by Adidas. I'm like, that's how you know it was expensive. Like people bought it as prop stuff. Yeah. But no, that was fire. But the shoes, not as much. The Adidas Gazelle, I wasn't really feeling that. I do like the little, touches they do.
The retail price was $850 though. That is crazy though.
That's dumb. But I do like that. I don't like the Gazelle though. I like the Campus. So that Gazelle silhouette is a little crazy to me. But I like what they did with it. I don't mind it. If it was cheap and someone gave it to me, I'd wear it. Yeah. But it ain't something I'm gonna go out and cop. Yeah. So that was number 10. Rolling in at number 9 is the Concept Nike SB Dunk Low Orange Lobster. When this thing dropped, it was literally on every other like scroll of my Instagram. Yeah. Like this thing was so popular. And if you don't wear it with the little strap on the front, you're not wearing it right. Because I'm gonna have the little lobster claw strap. That's what I'm gonna do. I'll wear it. Oh, you wouldn't do it with the strap?
I'm not really rocking that shoe, period. But
yeah, you're not a dunk guy. I would wear this before you would, probably.
Oh, for sure.
But you wouldn't rock it with the little strap. The strap is fine. That's just like a good little touch.
It's silly.
But it's a cool touch. Like Off-White has a zip tie. That has the thing. It is creative because you've always seen them with their little tongues clasped. So it's dope. But I like orange. I like that color. If these weren't expensive to get, because they only retail for $130, but obviously you wasn't gonna hit. Yeah. I would have probably got them and left a little strappy strap on them. It was dope. Coming in at number 8 is a shoe that we don't care about because we're so disappointed. It's the Tom Sachs General Purpose shoe. We previewed these. We talked about these. I like the shoe, but not enough to go buy it. But I do like the look because I told you I like the double tongue pull tabs, which Blair hates. But I like that idea. I do think Tom Sachs is creative with the shoe, even though it is basic. I do like the simplicity of it. It's just like a rich man's kill shot also.
True.
But also, we just waiting for the
actual
Tom Sachs. And I guess we're going to be waiting. Because the man, I follow him on Instagram, he's building some new art thing every day. Man, get to the lab and work on that shoe, all right?
Yeah, I mean, he brought it up. So, I mean, that's the only reason people are even talking about it.
Yeah. But anyway, we don't know. Blair, would that be something you would like? Yeah. But not surprised that it's on the list of the top 10.
I still haven't seen anything that's impressed me yet that I'm like is worthy of being on this top 10 of the year.
Number 7, it's the Kobe Mambasita Pro Tro 6. I think the Pro Tro 6 is like the ugliest silhouette. It's too tactical. It's too...
No, it just looks bad.
Not tactical, but like it's too technical, I guess. Like it's too much. Like I want to like look more relaxed, more casual. This is like I'm really going to work. Like let me work on this fadeaway. Like okay, like let's meet in the middle.
The back heel is what
it really gives. Like it gives discount basketball shoe.
Crazy that the price is $180 because when you look at it, it feels cheap. I'm not.
But I'm gonna tell you,
good quality going into it.
People love the 6s because that's also the Grinch colorway. Is in the 6. So people love the 6s, like, and will wear it, but it's too tactical. It's too like nerdy for me. Yeah. Like chill out. The shoe gotta chill out. I don't know how to explain it better, but it's too much. But it is like the RIP Kobe and Gigi colorway with the 2 and the 24 and the Mambasita, obviously Sweet 16. So it's obviously very sad, but it's just not for me. But I'm not surprised that it's on this top 10 list, and I think it deserves to be on the top 10 list. Shout out Cobes. Number 6 is the New Balance. I'm tired of seeing this shoe. The Joe Fresh Goods by New Balance Performance Art shoe, the 993.
Shout out Joe.
I love the color on this with the pink, but I've seen a bunch of different colors, so I don't think it's the only one, right?
Joe Fresh Goods be on his stuff.
So Blair likes it. It's a win for you.
I went to his pop-up last year.
Oh, nice.
Bought the shirt. I didn't buy the shoes. I also wanted the Indoor Voices shoes, but they weren't even that bad. I think it was about $270. But I was just like, nah, we saving this money, so I'm not gonna do it. But I really did want it. So just know, Joe Fresh Goods, he's all right with me. You know, he's from Chicago. He be doing his thing. He's always putting he's always doing a lot of stuff with New Balance. Mm-hmm. I even got one of his hats over there. He did the New Era collab and has his logo on the side.
Okay.
And he's got it on a Dodger hat. So yeah, I mean, Joe Fresh Goods.
Yeah.
Those are worthy of being on this list.
And
I expect, hang on, before we get to the bottom, that Indoor Voices one better pop up, or this list is definitely not legit. I don't care that this is at number 6. This next one needs to be at number 3 or number 2, and then number 1 needs to be the Jordan 1.
Well, we'll see what it is. But back on this balance real quick, I've seen like a bunch of different colorways, and it is cool, and it like kind of has the little rip vibe to it. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not mad at it. I just don't like that silhouette of New Balance. So that's the only thing kind of holding it back for me.
I think it looks good.
But yeah, it's a little, but it is good. It's a good color, and they are very extremely popular. Mm-hmm. They're flying off the shelves, and obviously on StockX and whatnot. So I do see why people like them. Just not for me in this silhouette, but I like the color. So I could, be convinced, because colorways make everything. Off-White Nike Air Force 1 Low Brooklyn colorway, which is this bright green. Y'all know I like the Off-White Air Forces. That just doesn't need to be said. I was trying to get the blue. And I've been trying to get Off-White, period. But I'm broke, so that'll never happen. But the green, I will say, like Blair's saying, I will agree. It's not my favorite colorway. And all they do is just make it completely one color. So it's not that much design. Just drop them in the rainbow colorway then. Do red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and be done with it. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, drop a purple one so I can get it, I just don't get the genius behind it, but also RIP Virgil. So I'm not going to slander Off-White too much. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I do want them in the blue. Yeah. I just don't like this green one. But
the blue is better. The blue is better.
But not shocked that it's on this list, and I'm not shocked that it's at number 5. That's pretty high. Number 4, I don't even want to read this. The Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 Low Reverse Mocha. I see this shoe every single day of my entire life.
Where?
On the street, on Kevin Durant, on every NBA player walking through the tunnel. But I have seen it. I have seen it on the street. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In basketball gyms, I be seeing it. Look, I'll never wear Air Jordan 1 in my life. Low. Sorry. I will never wear a low ever in life. And just because Travis Scott flipped the Nike around and put some brown on it, definitely still not gonna wear the 1 low. I wasn't a fan of these, and I don't get it. Blair, you liked them.
Mm-hmm. I do.
And you still like them.
They're my favorites of what he's done. That and the 4th.
The 4s were okay, but we know how I feel about the 4. But I'm already what?
Just the disrespect, but yeah.
But I'm not shocked that this shoe comes in at number 4. I honestly thought this would be number 1, to be honest.
No, I knew. I told you what number 1's going to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are heat. Those are heat to me.
But just as far as like the general population, they love this.
Yeah, but nobody's paying $1,200 for that.
I agree. All right. The number 3 is the Manamir Air Jordan 4. Mm-hmm. I actually haven't even seen these.
I think we talked about them a long time ago.
But it's basically a 4 with like kind of a burgundy, dark brownish upper. Not for me, but anytime you put out Jordan 4, the thing's gonna sell out. Like, all you gotta do is just keep releasing 4s and you'll make money. So not surprised that those are coming in at number 3. Number 2 is the Air Jordan 1 Lost and Found. Shout out!
Bad list.
It's foreshadowing from what we talked about this morning. This morning at the top of the podcast. Sorry about that. We talked about the Lost and Founds, and I said they are tough because of the little details and the breaking and the leather. Bad list. Those shoes are fire, and I probably should have copped. It wasn't at 180 for us in retail though. It was like 220.
Really?
Yeah. So
but that still beats.
It still exactly. It still was worth it. But not surprised that they're topping this list. Blair saying not good. They should have been number 1. Mm-hmm. So on that note, let drum roll please. Number 1 is the Louis Vuitton Nike Air Force 1 Low. Now.
Wow.
Gosh, the price is $2,750.
Wow.
That's stupid. if you don't know, obviously it'll show up a picture, but the Louis Vuitton Nike Air Jordan Air Force One low is basically an Air Force with the Louis Vuitton printed on the sticker or on the shoelace. It looks like the off-white one just with Louis. So yeah, I know why people went crazy for it because people love brand names and they love it when they mix with a streetwear brand.
True.
But
people are ready to pay that money.
And it will go to mostly rich celebrities that don't need it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, for here at the Slate Laced gang, we're not gonna fall for that trope.
No, not.
So it's a no. I mean, I kind of agree that the Lost and Found should have been number one, or the Travis Scotts. And I don't even like them. I'm just saying, like off popularity, they probably should have been number one. The Louis Vuitton didn't even really make waves in social media like that.
Also, the Joe Fresh goods should have been on there. That's just how I feel. But again, I mean,
I just don't feel like that was that much on social.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Nobody's budget.
Yeah. It was barely even talked about. But
that's crazy. $2,700 for a sneaker.
Yeah,
it doesn't even look good.
Stupid. But anyway, your thoughts on the list, Blair? What was missing from the list?
The Travis Scott Phantom, the all black ones.
Okay.
Those are fire. I would really rock those too.
I didn't know that was a Travis Scott. Okay, I've seen those as well. But let's look forward to the future here. We're into a new year. New shoes are releasing. I already know what I got my eyes on. Now, am I going to cop? Probably not. But that Laney Air Jordan 1, the royal blue and yellow is fire. And it's dropping very soon. Let me get an exact date on that. But yeah, what are your thoughts on it?
They're fire.
Oh, you going for it?
No. I'm chilling this year.
They're dropping February 17th.
They look good though.
Yeah.
They look good, but I also think the metallic silver 14s look good when the air.
Yeah, I don't like those. But that's because I don't like 14s. But that metallic silver and that kind of like way that leather's hitting, it's a nice little touch. I can't personally put my foot in that and rock it. Like it just can't be done. But I can rock that one. That one is nasty, and I'm going for it. But anything else?
No, I don't have any plans to go after anything really this year. Nothing's really jumped out at me, but I've also been trying to make sure that I do my part and stay away from it and not really pay attention to it unless, we're talking about it as a whole.
Yeah. But I'm sure some things are going to catch our eye, and obviously there will be cops this year, but we are going to wait.
Very minimal. Definitely no more than 3 to 5 for sure.
But for those of you that are wanting to know, I'm just going to give you guys a quick list of what's coming back. The LeBron 7. Why is LeBron trying to retro his shoe? Like, bro, we didn't like it the first time around. If he don't bring back the Air Zoom ones that I like, what is it?
The first one.
Zoom Core or something like that. That was the coldest shoe he put out. And he had this, I remember it because I've been waiting to hear more about it. But he had the purple suede that he wore to the Summer League. And that's Nike Zoom one. But it never, it was obviously made just custom for him. And it never went for sale. But if that went for sale, I'll fight somebody for it. I'm getting that.
I'll camp out for it.
But his unofficial first shoe is the one I want. And the 20s are probably, the ones he has out now are probably the best ones.
Okay.
But everything else, bye. Sorry, Dad.
I'm not a bronze shoe guy, so I don't really know too much about him.
But anyway, the LeBron 7's coming out January 7th. You can get the Air Jordan 7, which I think we're getting if you want them. They're coming out Saturday as well, the 7th. Also, we're getting these if you want. The big kids Air Jordan 4, it is coming in kid sizes. The Air Jordan 1 coming out on the 14th, January 14th, in the kind of navy blue and gray colorway. Air Jordan 5 also on the 14th in the red. Not bad. I did like the Fresh Prince one?
Yeah.
And the 5, that was kind of cool.
Great ones.
The Air Jordan 2 is dropping on February 3rd in the green. That's not bad. Air Jordan 4, shout out Blair, dropping on February 11th in this kind of gray upper with little brown hints on it. Then the one that I was talking about, women's Air Jordan 1, coming in that royal blue and yellow. Need it. And then some more 5s and an Air Jordan 6. dropping at the end of the month in April, or at the beginning of the month in April.
I mean,
so it's a lot of things coming, and I'm sure that y'all are gonna want to get your hands on those, but those just aren't for me outside of that Jordan 1. I need that. That's fire. I'm sorry. But anyways, before we wrap up here, Blair, is there anything else?
No.
No, we will have some more movie content coming at you very soon.
Mm-hmm.
We saw some stuff recently.
Bones and All.
I gotta see Bones and All.
That's my movie.
But we also saw a heck of a wild ride in Babylon.
Oh, you saw it?
Blair, we literally saw that together.
Oh, yeah.
We literally was all in the theater, not
That's right.
literally like 5 days ago.
I forgot you went with me.
Yeah, so we'll probably have to phone Legend for that, but it was crazy. It was a wild ride. But we'll get into that later.
Man.
So there's a lot more movie content, and there's some movies that I'm waiting for them to come out, and I'm ready to go. So I'm excited. You know, I love the movies. Anyways, that wraps up this sneaker episode. Yeah, that's it. It's Slate Laced gang. We out.